welcome back to part number 2 of the video where we talk about these strange three-phased garden lights, because I didn't still understand what was going on with them in the last video. So I decided that I was going to further continue the exploration of the way that these have been wired, because wiring three-phase lights like this makes no sense. Well, monophase did the exact same thing just as good. So we walked around the place here quite a lot. Here's a secondary light, and I was wondering if this one has the exact same thing below it, hiding quite well, and I don't think that might be the case, or that could be the case. But the only way to determine that would be clearly to actually just see how the wiring itself goes under the ground. And of course, right off the bat with that, there are a couple of major problems. I cannot start digging with my bare hands to expose any of the wiring, because this is buried in conduit with a lot of protection, because it's wiring, and after all, you don't want something like I don't know, maybe a mole to dig into the wiring and break it. So I'll look around the place here. Look at those composters there. And I want to find a junction box where they could be connecting to. So I have to go down over here and carefully look for a junction box, at least somewhere where these lights are connecting to, because I have no idea why there's three-phase cable when I can't even find a switcher's junction box for those lights. So I went to go down and just wanted to check the place out real quick, find out if I could find that junction box, but I only found this, which isn't a junction box, it is a socket that's completely being destroyed. So I left that one alone, and I continued to see if I could find the actual, socket or switch or whatever connects to those lights, and I came across this one, which clearly isn't a junction box for those lights, and it's a completely different thing that is definitely not for those. It's for the water. So I'm really confused to see that there is no junction box for them, and I was wondering where is it, because I couldn't find it. So I had to go over to a different location, hoping I'd find it maybe here at the kids park. But yeah, guess what, I came around the place here and I found the junction box in the end. Look at it, it's a junction box, a big junction box to be honest too, but I was a bit concerned if this was the actual junction box where all the wiring is going to. So I had another look at this further, and I only saw a socket. That is all that I saw. So because I didn't manage to see that much regarding this, I decided to continue my journey, and I thought I had got a spider on my hand, or on me, but it turns out I didn't, because it was just a spider web that I ran into by accident. Hopefully there's no spider with me right now. I don't want the gigantic spider to crawl up around my body. And of course I had to do quite a big look. I found the same street light here. And of course, this exact same junction box. And I thought this was it, until I opened it to reveal another bloody socket. Well, of course I had to do another stroll, because I found two of those identical sockets in these concrete blocks, but not what I wanted, okay, the streetlight switches or whatever. So I went ahead and did another look around the place here, and of course I had to, because otherwise I wouldn't have determined where the wiring was going to. And since I couldn't find anything regarding those, I want to check these tiny lights, which are monophase. So these lights are monophased, but these lights are not monophased for some reason. Or maybe they are, I don't even know. So I wanted to go ahead and recheck the wiring on this light right here, which still has its radio connectors left on it. Right off the bat, it gets pretty interesting. So I was expecting the wiring that was longer must have been going to, of course, those lights that were, over there, the light in that very corner. So I did a quick look at this, and I turned out to find some pretty interesting things going on. So of course, we have the PE wire, which is coming right at the conduit, which is this one right here, and this one right here. And these ones are continuing their journey. So basically, it starts out with this wire right here, this system wire right here. There we have the PE wire and then the other PE wire, which are just joined together. We have the neutral, which are also joined together. And in the meanwhile, when the neutrals join themselves together, there's a Toay connector. That's a 3-pin Wago, not a 2-pin Wago. And the earth and the neutral are tapped from here. So earth and neutral tapped from this cable into the first light, which covers this part up right here. This big concrete block part. And afterwards, the phase wire, which unlike being the brown wire, is not the brown wire. It's a mistake there. It's the black wire for both. So yes, we have the neutral, the earth that go on to the lights. That might be somewhere else. Probably the lights over there. Yep, the lights over there could be the ones. And of course, they just continue their journey to that location right there. And after they continue their location, I guess they might be going to the last light, those two wires over there, but I don't know. So we're gonna have to look at that in just a second. But the phase wire also continues its journey through this cable, and I have no idea what happens with the rest of the colors, which there's just gray and brown for both of those. The rest are being used. I have no idea why they used black for the phase, and then of course the other colors are just normal instead of using brown for the phase. So the first light is this way, but then how about the rest of the colors? It's just the brown and the gray continuing their journey. Their Wago together, or they were Wago together. I guess they were, because there was nothing to tap into here for them. The wires just continue under the ground like this. I'm pretty sure they just continue under the ground. And then we come over to the next street light, which is this one right here. This one does have a little more extra slack on it. We can observe that we've got the exact same thing here. So for the next street light, I am expecting that this time it's a different wiring setup. So we have the PE and the earth, and those are just continuing through the cable to the next light, which is just over there, located there, but it's not installed right now. And then after they are continuing, so this black, the PE and the neutral are continuing, we get to see a bit more interesting things going on. So just like the other light, the PE and the neutral tap into the PE and the neutral on the other street light that will be here. And after which, one of these colors, it could be either gray or brown, which I don't even know what one of them is because none of the lights show it anymore, Wago connections or anything on them. Just tap into this light here, tap into the next light here, and then move on, continuing to go through this cable all the way to the other cable, which is the other street light. So after they continue their journey, say the gray wire taps into the light for the phase and continues, the brown wire just goes directly to the light. So we have black and brown. Those are ones just continue to the other cable here. PE and the neutral are continuing to the separate cable and tapping into the light, and the gray is continuing its journey and tapping into the other lights. So it's the same thing there. It's coming in. The PE and the neutral are continuing and tapped into the light. And then the black is also tapped into the light. Then I guess I'm expecting the two other colors are just continuing the journey through the cable but not tapped into the light. So the same thing could be done here. PE and the neutral are continuing, tapping into the light. And then I guess this gray color could just be our phase. It's tapping into the light too. And then these two others are going to the cable here. So then what goes on here? Then it could be that the black was for the first light, the brown was gonna be for this light, and it's gonna be for this light, and then the gray is for that light. So we have the PE, the neutral, and also the brown wire. So what is this helping with? Well, it helps to turn on each light individually, which I have no idea why they do it like that, but after all, the rest of the lights are just gonna turn on at the same time for some explainable reason, because there's no reason to like three-phase wires to the ground and stuff. This also explains the numbering of these, because there is just 6 lights, and each cable that has 3 phases has 3 phases in it, so 3 wires pair the set of lights. So each light has its own channel that can be controlled, but Why would you want 6 switches in the control panel to turn on each light? I have no idea. Is it for some sort of light show? It's a herb garden. Why would you want a light show in a herb garden? I have no idea. It's getting strange, but I'm expecting it probably didn't have any monophase cable running around anymore, but this looks like a monophase cable. So it's switching through something. Or is the free phase just very well buried and there's still electrical tape joining these cables together? I have no idea. Because if we look into that cable there, we can actually observe what I am talking about in there. And of course, in that cable right there, there are free phase wires. We have the following colors. We have the brown color, we have the gray color, the black color, the blue color, and the PE wire. So it's a free phase cable. I cannot show you the flashlight because my phone is dying quickly because I don't know why. And yeah, that's exactly what's inside there. So it must be happening that somehow it is converting under the ground to monophase, or it was that this was the light itself installed previously here, and that its cable is still stuck inside of here, just kind of super short from the light. But this doesn't seem to be the case. And then, oh, what is that? It's just a random piece of wire or something. Yeah, just a random piece of something. Because I can't really show you what goes on in the inside of this. I'm expecting that this is probably the exact same way like the wires are in this light. Monophase. So because the wire is a lot thicker on there and here it's a lot thinner, I am stupidly weirded about this one. I mean, look at that. PE phase neutral, PE phase neutral. Look at that. And then here we have the Wago connectors, but look at these. The wires aren't as thick and as non-flexible as they were in the original application. They're still all non-stranded. So, I'm wondering, is it really from 2 of those lights there which are not installed? One of those lights must be from one of those slots with the free phase wiring on them. So yeah, it's weird. But then again, additionally, look at this. If we're gonna come over to this location right here and check it out further, this is a light. It could be 2 free phase cables, one coming in and one going out, one coming in, going out to the last lamp. So then you're gonna have 2 free phase cables that are repurposed for monophase lighting coming to turn on these lights individually, which is, that's super strange. I've never seen it be done this way, but if the conduit goes in this direction, then I don't know what way that these have been wired in is, but the conduits that could be pretty big, so I have no ways of knowing how better and how well buried those are. Also because there is a faucet here and I'm expecting the pipes for the wires can't just go into the water pipes because there's no way they would. So I'm expecting that the wires just come right next to the water pipe somehow. And they did not break it, but then this is even worse, and I don't want to talk about this right now. It's a metal hose bib threaded into a plastic pipe. Yep, it's threaded with an adapter, not into the actual plastic pipe. But if somebody was to connect the hose to this, which they would, they could break this off and spew water all over the place, especially since it's not a small pipe. It's a big one. It's a 3/4 hose bib. That's a pretty big one. After all, it's the most common amount of water you need for a hose bib. So, enough with the plumbing because it was all about these strange lights. The plumbing is really simple compared to the lights here in the garden. But for the lights, it's strange to see that they've been wired with 3-phase cables for monophase, and you can control each one of them individually. If I could find the switches, I could demonstrate that, but I have no screwdrivers to take any of the lights apart, and I don't want to because they are, after all, not mine. I'm on vacation and I'm at a hotel, so I think we could go ahead and end the video here because, of course, there's a lot more weird things to take a look at, like this block of concrete that has conduit running through it for some reason, and then, of course, these are the lights we took out. So yeah, maybe next time make a part 3 relating to this topic. And look at that, there's this box right here. Could be for water, could be for electricity. I don't know what it is for, but yes, the video is turning 15 minutes long, and there you can see the little fly just flew away. It is indeed a strange setup. It could even be for the watering automatic, but then why did it have hose bibs? I don't know, it's just up to them. So yes, thanks for watching, Everybody, please do not forget to like, share, and subscribe to the video that I will be uploading on YouTube.